Here it is. Band Gang. Salute everybody. What's going on, everybody? Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That will get the video in the algorithm, y'all. Watching me beat you. We cover a lot on YouTube, y'all. We keep up to all the current updates, politics, entertainment, and everything. We got Diamond Gang in the building. What's going on, Diamond Gang? How are you doing?
What's going on, y'all?
We right here. We want to thank you for coming up today. We want to thank the people that's coming in. Shouts out to the replay gang. Please hit that like button, guys, because when you hit that like button, that will keep our videos in the algorithm. I'm here with the real Angel.
Hey, guys.
What's going on? We expecting Dr. E here in a second, y'all. We got some current updates on the Karmelo Anthony verdict, which was a crazy verdict, everyone, and we don't know how this is going to turn out, but I can tell you what, we got some things that's going to intro in this video before we start this live that's going to put people in the right direction, because what we do over here in this channel, we build. We don't tear nothing down. Everything counts. All the scraps, we want to get all the scraps off the table over here, y'all. Don't throw that shit away. We got it. No, you gonna eat that? Don't throw it away. We got it. Don't throw nothing away. We want it, because we gonna make something out of it. We beat you, Band-Aid Gang. 2 people in the building. Thank you guys for coming. So, Diamond, I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna ride through some of these videos, Diamond, and let them go through, and then we'll do the commentary on the videos. We're gonna try not to stop y'all, but you know, sometimes we do stop on things when they are very important and it needs to be covered. That's how we do. We got a scholar up here, Diamond Gang. We got Angel up here running the ones and twos. And you got me, C-Dub. Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. And I said, damn. So salute to everybody. So I'm going to start this live off, and make sure you guys tune in the day after tomorrow. We will be doing, I'm going to talk to you about it, Diamond. Did you get any intel on the Hernandez-Govan situation over there? We're definitely going to recap it.
I did, actually, and I mean to send it to you. I don't know if I did, but I'm planning on sending it to you. I do have some more intel. Yes, I do.
Oh, wow. So there's a lot on that, y'all, but currently we're going to do the Hernandez-Govan. We're going to let people cook as they want to cook. I think it's good that we just stay focused on what we do, and when we go on it, what makes us so authentic when it comes to our content. So
right, and Dove, real quick, ahead, I'm a little sad today. I'm not even gonna lie. You know why? Because they done gave Mystical 20 years.
I heard they gave 20 years. I saw that on my timeline the other day.
Come on.
That's a lot of years. When it comes to Mystical, everybody knows Mystical been in and out of the court system for the last couple of years now. It was so hard to find out if he was in or out of jail. So, you know, that's sad. His son is out here doing
it's a tragedy because, you know, I love him so much. But, you know, things happen, and I hope that, you know, he wins on his appeal.
Okay, we just started off good with 23 in the building, Diamond Gang. Welcome, September Virgo. Thank you for the content. September Virgo got some things that she sent me. We're just going to get straight to the chase. We're going to cut to the chase while we got 23 people in the building. So with the 23 in the building, please double tap the screen, hit the like button. Now, I'm going to say this, you guys. I want you to listen to this intro, because it all is going to play. It's building right before we get into the actual commentary that we're about to cover. I just want you to pay attention. So we know also with this Karmelo Anthony situation, it is a distraction. It's definitely a distraction. September Virgo, Band-Aid Gang, make sure y'all just pay attention to this intro. Let's go.
Noticed this these last 2 weeks. The Wi-Fi has been randomly failing for no reason, even when the signal looks perfectly fine. A lot of people have also been struggling to fall asleep before 3 or 4 in the morning. Some days, your appetite completely disappears, and food just doesn't sound good at all. Random headaches have been happening more often too, even without stress or sickness. People are talking about having extremely strange dreams and feeling exhausted no matter how much they sleep. And lately, it feels like something strange is happening on the planet, even if nobody can fully explain it.
Wall is beginning to melt.
If you're fighting with each other over the fucking verdict in the Karmelo Anthony case, we're giving them exactly what they want. I mean, there is a very clear reason here why this case made national news and a bunch of others, you never fucking hear about. If Karmelo Anthony was white or Austin Metcalf were black, we wouldn't fucking know shit about this. And honestly, I think that they picked an all-white fucking jury intentionally to make it even more controversial, so it fucking really lit up the news cycles. And let's take it a step further. This is a fucking psyop to keep us distracted from so many other things that are going on.
Now, what could that be, Band-Aid Gang and everybody, to keep us mostly distracted? Well, we're definitely going to get into that. This is all a distraction. And remind you, we spoke this into existence. Remind you, it's starting to die down because this Karmelo Anthony case is only going to hold traction for only a little bit longer. And then this is going to die down. So there's going to be another distraction. And let's get into why there will be another distraction. Let's continue.
On in the world. Because let's not forget what's going on in Belfast. And of course, no one's talking about the Epstein files. Seems like the chatter on AI data centers has, started to fucking quiet down a bit, huh? Haven't heard nearly as much about the war in Iran. I mean, that's just recent shit. Think back to, a couple months ago. I mean, go ahead and tell me I'm wrong, though. It's kind of actually a turn on for me. It's a kink of mine, especially when I'm right. Yeah, only when I'm right. Anyway, if we want the system to get better, the media, the government, all of those fucking things, we can't keep giving them what the fuck they want and falling for their fucking psychological fucking operations. Fighting among
psychological operation. So let's get into the psychological operation. What is the psychological operation that they're doing? Well, they're trying to start controversy. They're also trying to start a conflict between white and black people. Okay? Because when we watch this, because this is definitely the bias channel. So we're definitely not being biased, because in this video, the first couple of segments that you guys are going to see are even melanated people, for those that don't know, black people, who are speaking on Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. So don't come over here with that shit, because we'll kick you in your ass and get you straight up out of here trying to say that we're being racist or we're being biased over here. So this shows the conflict that the government is trying to start. Okay? So just pay attention as we continue to rock a show.
Each other
because they
distracted.
Go ahead, Diamond.
You know that the judge just ordered for them to release the rest of the files, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Today.
Absolutely.
And they, because there's multiple people suing for the release, and they have no real basis on holding the rest of the documents hostage, basically. So now they said you have to release any intel, any conversations you guys had between Pam Bondi and other members like Cash Patel, and the conversations about the JE files. So it's about to get seriously deep, and that's probably the reason why they're like, oh, let's throw some more curveballs to throw us off of it, because it's starting to heat up really, really serious at this point.
Good comment. Good statement, Diamond. I appreciate that. So I know you guys listen to what she said. So she's already cooking right now. So don't get her started, because she's going to start cooking. Hey, truth be told, welcome. And I like this comment by September Virgo. 19 in the building. Please double tap the screen. She says that, and they've been unsuccessful, thank God for that, to start a race war. So pay attention, everybody. We're nothing to our government, and we've seen that. So let's go ahead and start thinking and be mindful that we're not being biased, but we're going to dive into this commentary, and me and Diamond are going to do commentary off of some of these videos. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for watching. Let's go, y'all.
Anyway, take care now.
fuck is that? Diamond, who is that? Ken the Barber? Who is this person, Band-Aid Gang? Now, this is real. This ain't AI.
I believe, from what they try to make it seem like it was AI, I don't believe it's
So
AI.
you
I
seen this,
believe he
Diamond?
met
So
up
you
with
say they say it's
people.
going all viral on X right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this person, Diamond?
That's the thing.
You know everything else. Who is that man?
I don't know who they are. I'm assuming that they are not of this world, maybe of another world.
Hit the like button. Y'all
And
get
they
the
seem
real
like
shit
they're
up
peaceful. And they seem like they're peaceful for now.
These are aliens. And this is real footage, y'all. We told y'all. Y'all see why my phone? That's why when y'all watched the beginning of this live replay, gang, and it said, and Diamond, did you remember when I said that my phone was acting funny? And everybody, since they had this update with that glass on the app on the iPhone, tell me these people ain't playing with your phone.
They have been, because I'm gonna tell you, I've been having my Wi-Fi been going, my bars alone have been going crazy for the last few days. Where they're like it'll say 1 minute I have full bars, and then 1 minute it'll say I only have one bar. It's like it's been really, really crazy.
That's starting with control. They trying to control, and they're trying to watch.
When you watching a video and the words and the when you watch a video and the words of the mouths of the people don't match up with the words, yeah, that's been going on for the last week on my phone.
See, we cooking right now. So everybody has seen these images of these people. Who are these people that Trump is talking to? And not only that, let's continue to track, y'all.
Holy shit, something is actually happening. I've been telling y'all for the past few years that the Gartha exists. Everyone laughed at me. You thought I was joking. You thought it was a giant shitpost. You thought it was a dog whistle. No, Agartha literally exists. And this is proof right here. Agarthans are in contact with our government. Be prepared.
Well, this picture is going viral on X right now of what looks like Trump meeting with the Nordic aliens. Here is a more clear picture of what I found. Now, first thought, I looked.
That ain't regular, gang. We are on to something. Y'all better get ready. See, something big is about to happen.
And you know this man can't keep his, and you know he can't keep his mouth shut. We know that.
Well, they
so
can make,
has he told
when they looking like that,
information
anybody that's looking like that, Diamond, they might make him be able to keep his mouth. Them people right there look like they'll make him keep his mouth shut, gang. He might keep his mouth shut on this Band-Aid, gang.
But how is your secret security for someone to be able to get this type of footage if you're supposed to have so much of a secret service and so much of protection around you? Obviously, you ain't got that much protection if people can get this type of video.
Are these fallen angels? And like Angel said, she said, is them two of the same people? They look like two of the who are walking around with that hairstyle, man. We're on to something, Band-Aid gang, like always.
But you know, in certain action figure movies, they do have images just like this in certain certain action figure movies. So
exactly.
what if that was right? What if they were imitated in action videos and games because they're actually real?
Now, September Virgo says, I think they're called Nordics, aliens, or Pleiadians. I think they're the Pleiadians.
I don't care as long as they're nice to us and they're for the human beings to be here in peace.
I don't want them to be nice.
About.
Just leave. We don't want them to be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, just because they're aliens.
Apparently their hair is white. Their skin is close to white. There's no way that those people are going to be nice to us, gang. Who are those people?
Do you think they won't be nice to us?
Hey, Nurse 59.
Ain't no telling how old they are either. You don't tell how old these aliens are. How many presidents they have met up with.
Let's get into it, y'all. So anybody that's replay gang, I know you guys, you got to go back and listen to this video because it's falling into place. This Karmelo Anthony case is only going to go so far. Welcome, Miss Liz. It's only going to go so far. And guess what? There has to be another distraction. Because of what? The Epstein files. But let's get into it, y'all. Hit the like button.
Looked it up. It's not AI generated. And it looks like there's more pictures of them meeting.
They with the Chinese president, gang.
With Xi
So it looked like they're going
and
around having meetings with all the presidents. All the elites.
Peace and blessings to you, God. Look what's going on.
So I wonder
y'all.
if they made some type of, they're trying to negotiate with Earthlings.
Project Bluebeam, get ready. Get ready for the Project Bluebeam. Chip, be quiet if I get my belt. I said, damn. Now look, y'all. Project Bluebeam
Even
on the way.
got something to say on this.
Even Chip said it. Y'all hear him up there talking? Chip said, yep. Chip, is it Project Bluebeam? Is Project Bluebeam coming, Chip? Told you. I said, damn. He said, yep. He told you. Yep. Y'all heard him say, yep. Chip said, yep. Project Bluebeam is on its way. He said, yep. Chip, is Project Bluebeam coming? Chip. He said, yeah. He said he ain't going to repeat himself again. So let's get straight to it. He said, yes. So let's continue the track. Band Aid gang, we ain't going to never fail the team. Let's go, family.
Putin. Now, personally, I don't think these are Nordic aliens. I think this could be like the Royal Guard of Norway or something. Or it's the damn Volturi from Twilight.
We've got a former Israeli intelligence officer making a wild claim that in order to...
Now listen to this. Former Israeli officer. Now listen, y'all. Listen what he said is going on. We building.
Former Israeli intelligence officer making a wild claim that in order to sabotage Donald Trump's new peace deal with Iran, Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, may release new Epstein information. So have a listen to this clip.
And here he is.
There's a real deal between the Americans and the Iranians, and it's going towards that. Netanyahu will try to sabotage it. One of the ways he'd sabotage it is by putting out Epstein material against U.S. government officials, including Trump, and he put it out there. New material that wasn't seen before.
We were told that Russia had stuff on Trump with that little PP Gate thing, right, where they had all this, like, you know, this dossier, right, the Russian dossier. So forgive me for holding my breath on this issue. I mean, listen, whether Trump's the bad guy or Melania, there's all of this information that's being shared.
But you know, they already hacking. They already hacked. Listen, pause that real quick. Pause that real quick, y'all. They just hacked Peter Thiel's secret dialogue society that all the elites are affiliated with. It's a $16,000 and $19,000 membership. Democrats and Republicans are in it. Talking about conflict of interest, they are talking about all types of things in this secret society. It's called dialogue. A hacker just hacked all the names in this secret membership group of Peter Thiel. You wonder why Peter Thiel just took off and moved overseas. It's because he knows he's about to go to jail if he didn't. Okay? So stay in tune with what's going on.
We got another guest. Welcome, Dr. E. So, Band-Aid gang, you see where we at right now. So, we said this again. We said that he's being blackmailed, allegedly. We have to use the word allegedly, but we know. We know, okay? The people are not dumb. We spoke about this. Thank God for social media. Thank God for woke people. Thank God for conscious people. We vibrating on the right frequency right now. Low vibrational people, we do not need you in the chat. Please exit the door. Let's continue, Band-Aid gang.
And maybe that's why she was getting ahead of us.
What's up, Dr. E?
Either way, Trump's compromised in one way or another. I mean, there's
That's
no
right.
doubt about it. All he had to do was release the files. And again, if Epstein had video and was working with intelligence for Israel, which is a claim that was shown with some evidence by Dropsite News, this claim that Epstein was like in communication with the Israeli government. So do they have all the information? Is that why we keep sending them all of this money for wars we don't want to be a part of?
Can somebody explain to me, who is this guy right here? Something is going on with this guy right here. People are saying that they think it's a bodysuit, but I don't believe it. Something is going on with that guy. Who's this? Huh? Who is this guy right here?
Hold on, gang.
Something.
Hold on, gang.
Is
Hold on.
guy right here.
Not only is there something wrong with the guy that's standing there with the long neck, and we got proof that these people exist. Nurse 59 sure does. She got a portal right outside her house. Why are we the best on YouTube? Why do the best come in small numbers? That's why, but we still here today, Band-Aid Gang, and they love coming over here, getting what we got and try to run off with it because they got these bigger platforms, right? But we kick them in their ass. But not only, Dr. E, we paying attention to this another Nordic Palladium, whatever you want to call this other guy that walks out the store with him, but also pay attention to the short dude. His walk is suspicious as well. So one may be from another dimension, galaxy, or whatever the case may be, but to me, both of them is from a different galaxy. Tell me, what do you think, gang? Let's go.
Something is going on with this guy right here. People are saying that they think it's a bodysuit, but I don't believe it. Something is going on with that guy. Who's this? Huh? Who is this guy right here? Because something is up with him, bro. Why does he walk like that? Why does he look like that? Why is he hiding his neck? See how long his neck looks? Something is going on with this guy. Look at him. People have the nerve to say that they think that this is a undercover alien. And I said, that's not true. This is a human being, all right? Don't say things that are not true. The guy that's with him knows exactly who he is. Something's going on here, guys, and I think that they're starting to come out pretending to be one of us. This is what people are saying. I don't believe that. This is a normal person, bro. I don't know what it is. It's the way he walks. Look at him. Something is going on with this guy, bro. I'm just playing around, guys. Entertainment purposes only. This is a normal guy just coming out the store, buying something with his friend. Ain't nothing to worry about here. I don't know who he is. Maybe you know who he is. Let me know. I'm out.
Why did he have a knife? Right? Somebody died. When somebody died, somebody go to jail. That's America. That's the rules. That's what we vote for. That's why we pay the police. Listen, hold up. That's why we pay the police. But everybody want to be sad now because it was a black and a white man. Now switch the roles, right? Switch them. Then what will be the outcome? Listen, I'm gonna say this. Black people gonna be sad right now until somebody else died. Listen, when I was in St. Louis, everybody gave a fuck about Michael Brown. When the last time you heard Michael Brown's name? You ain't heard it. Listen, black people don't give a fuck about shit but they self as they should. Listen, I'm gonna say this. When you kill somebody, right, they got a jail for you. They got a place for murderers, right? I don't care, but just like he can go in, he can get out. But I'm gonna say this. People gotta understand this. Don't take away the fact that somebody died, right? And that somebody that died, whether he was a bully, whether whatever he was the opposite to somebody else because everybody lived double lives. If you watch this and you never bullied nobody before, you never hit nobody before, everybody on here have did something to somebody before that they should not have done, right? So everybody has been to that stage, especially when you're a kid. You don't understand. These two kids, gang, that don't understand, right? That's being controlled because they learn how to read. Listen, I'm gonna say this. He in jail. He killed somebody. So let him stay there. Right, listen, and I'm not saying that in a mean, I'm not saying in a mean or cruel way. I just don't know How did he get the knife? And why did he have the knife? If you have a knife, then you coming to hurt somebody. If you coming to hurt somebody, that was premeditated.
Karmelo Anthony was already suspended from school when he appeared at that track meet on that.
So, Band-Aid gang, let's find out about that. They're saying, Diamond, that Karmelo Anthony, see? And just like Jacquay says, even every story is different, you guys. We have to pay attention. Every story is different. Karmelo was suspended from school.
Look, if that was the case, they would have brought that up in court. That is a lie.
Well,
that
we're
is
going
a
to
lie.
continue to listen.
Because if that was the case, it would have been brought up in court.
We can't say it's a lie because it's so been, and we can't say it's a lie. All we can do is pray that this young man. All I'm saying, Diamond, only thing that we can do is pray that he does get this appeal and he goes back and all this type of evidence come out. No one can say the whole total truth until we see the video, but they knocked that off because we know that there's a lot of stuff that is not true. We definitely know that. But I'm just saying, somewhere she has some intel. They said Metcalf was suspended from school too. Someone says true. Austin. September Virgo says true too. So until we know, because we've seen people that go in, which goes back to what Jacquay said. We've seen people that went in there and watched that tape come out with different stories. So similar, but there were missing pieces.
Right, and they said adults came up to Anthony and didn't even have a problem with him, just waved him and kept on going. If there was a problem, they would have addressed it as soon as he showed up there. So clearly that's a lie.
The link is in the chat, Ms. Liz. If you would love to come up, we'd be glad to have you. So, but let's continue to track because, again, this is why I do this type of content, especially with this case. Because we got white people saying that Karmelo is innocent. We got black people saying that Karmelo is guilty. So there's no biasness in it. That's why we're not trying to come out like that. We're trying to let the people know on this channel today that there is a distraction that is bigger than the Karmelo Anthony case. And we have to be mindful that they're trying to create not only a race war. I don't never think it will ever be a race war. That is something it will never be, because if it was going to be a race war, it already would have been a race war. So let's be mindful that we're dealing with a distraction, and the distraction is going to be way worse than a Karmelo Anthony case. It's going to be us against them against who? The robots. Or maybe those dudes that had the red jackets on with the long ass hair, and the man we just seen with the long extra stretch neck, like Jacquay says, they sewed his neck on. And see, that's why he had that turtleneck on. See, right, gang? Jacquay said he had the turtleneck on because they sewed his neck on, gang. They sewed the man neck on because it was summertime, and he had a pair of shell-toe Adidas on. What type of man like that wears some shell-toe Adidas? The buddy was walking with a half a limp, like he just learned how to walk. You see what I'm saying, gang?
Hey, Miss Lee.
I love doing them all type of ways.
Hey, Angel. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Liz.
Hey, everybody.
Jacquay say, Miss Liz, maybe Karmelo was being set up to be jumped, but changed the story. They changed the story on him. And you know, you're absolutely right. So many possibilities. But what I heard is another rumor, and I don't want to make rumors get started because there's a lot of rumors. So I heard through the grapevine that Karmelo Anthony had 26 offers on a scholarship.
I heard that too. I heard he was a great athlete, student athlete. Yeah.
26 offers. So we're looking at a rivalship going on, some rivals. He was kicking their butt. But also those Austin and Hunter allegedly were good athletes as well. But I'm sure now this is going to probably, if he turns up, Hunter may be the next prospect.
I heard they were problematic, C-Dub. I didn't hear they were good athletes. I heard they were just very problematic, that they were hell raisers.
right? I
The
heard the same thing.
the white the Metcalfs were hellraisers.
Right. Allegedly, update on the streets that one of the females that was riding on the bus with him, he got up and called some girl a name on the bus, and they said this is nothing new to the type of behavior that those two young men had. Well, we see who their mentor is, which is their father.
He has charges as well.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Hold on, gang. Y'all go ahead and continue.
Actually, I believe it was at a Raising Cane's, Dove.
Again, say it again.
The girl, the cheerleaders that wrote the coach in them and told them about the boys' behavior, they were cheerleaders. They were at the Raising Cane's when the Metcalfs was threatening to jump on them.
Yeah.
Jump some girl?
Yeah.
What?
Said something about their fists didn't discriminate or something.
Right, yeah. Their hands are bisexual.
Yeah.
Right,
It was something
so
like it.
Yep, that's the rumor. That was on the bus. That's the other missing piece that I missed. That his hands are bisexual, which means he doesn't mean, gang. He doesn't have no remorse about putting his hands on this woman. That's on a woman. That's when he said his hands are bisexual. That's what he meant. He doesn't mind putting his hands on a woman, gang. Let's continue, Band-Aid.
He's gonna be problems if he was.
But the Metcalfs were already having issues anyway because of their father.
Diamond, let Dr. E get his off. Go ahead, Dr. E.
Yeah, I was just saying they're gonna have problems anyway. They're gonna be athletes putting their hands on women. That's gonna be a problem in the league. That's gonna be a problem in college. You know what I'm saying? If they doing it now, who's gonna be trying to put them into a team having them kind of problems?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You're right, and I'm glad you did say that because with any other controversy, with this kind of controversy, it's not going to look good for him in college anyway. They're going to think that he's a threat. Diamond, go ahead and continue what you was going to say. Diamond Gang, can you hear me? She might be cussing me out on the back end, but I did not want to.
Yeah, so.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's cool. I'm saying, okay, so this is what I'm saying. It's twins, right? But then you also have the other boys that was involved in the situation. But let's just focus on the twins. The twins themselves already had a rap sheet as it is. They were training in jiu-jitsu. So you know that they had registered hands. They were supposed to be registered. And then they were getting into it with girls, threatening them. They were in alternative school. They were suspended from track for going fishing. My thing is, if you want to try to paint them as good students, good twins, they weren't. They weren't. We can't paint them as good students in that they were squeaky clean. They clearly were problematic, just like Miss Liz said. They clearly had issues.
You're right.
But you know what? One thing I can say, the case was just mishandled from the top to the bottom.
Yep.
And I don't know. I can understand that the parents maybe have never been in trouble before, and they just been taken aback, but whoever, like the preacher that was advising them, he messed up on a lot of stuff. And it's just, they got to rebuild this. They got too many people speaking for them, like that Candace Matthews. She needs to sit her ass down somewhere. Like, you don't be going in all these damn places cussing people out, calling people bitches and hoes and shit, and then expected to be respected and taken seriously.
Well said. I agree. Some teenagers end up.
But let's be honest, Candace is getting a lot of stuff done in Texas, though.
You're right. Go ahead, Diamond.
I said Candace is getting a lot of stuff done in Texas, though. She is knocking a lot of people down real quick. I've seen her get judges pulled off cases and everything. She is a force to be reckoned with. I'm not gonna hate on Candace.
All right, let's continue, y'all. Let's get through this commentary.
fateful day. He was already suspended for having a weapon at school. He wasn't supposed to be at the track meet. Okay, remember, he wasn't supposed to be there.
So if he wasn't supposed to be there, neither was Austin and Hunter.
April 2nd, 2025. If he was where he was supposed to have been, Austin Metcalf would still be alive. So clearly we have a pattern.
Y'all see how this lady, you see what I'm saying? You see how the stories get mixed up because she has just totally forgot that Hunter and Austin weren't supposed to be there either.
Because if that was the case and he got in trouble at the school, you think that these white folks wouldn't have already brought that shit up, that he had a weapon at the school and that's why he was suspended? They would have already brought that up. Nobody's ever said that, so that's a lie.
So Diamond, you can't just say it's a lie.
She's not reporting the facts on her platform.
It would have already been talked about and it would have already been surfaced already. You think that they wouldn't use that as leverage if they would have knew that?
She's not being responsible on her platform.
How do you feel about this, Mrs. Liz, about what this lady is saying?
She's not being responsible on her platform. That's just like the reporters. The media has a responsibility to report the facts and the truth in this case, or in any case. The facts was he didn't have a knife. He had the damn thing to sharpen the what did you say, Diamond? The cleats. He didn't have a knife.
Right. Well, it was technically what they showed us, because I seen a picture of it. It was sold. It was a $13 tool with all types of gadgets on it. It even had a light on it.
Like a flashlight. I thought it was something
it had a blade on it. It had also at the end it had a little tool on the end, and it had a light to it. So it was a multi-tool. It wasn't just for I don't know. Is
it a knife?
It has the shape of a knife. If you ask me,
the image that they showed is a weapon. It's a knife, but at the same time, if it's a multi-tool, it can be used for multiple things. Now,
right, but here's the thing is, Diamond. But let me say this before you keep going a little too far. Let me just say this. I understand what you're explaining, okay? But here's the thing, everybody in the chat. Please double tap the screen, hit the like button. That will keep our video in the algorithms. Thank you guys very much. Again, let me say this. It's shaped like a knife at the back end. It doesn't matter if it had multi-tools, pieces or whatever on it. Am I right, Dr. E? It has a blade on it.
Yeah, I mean, the part that had it, he was, at the time he was using it as protection. He put it on the knot. But when he's carrying it on the school grounds, he's using it for the cleat, to clean the cleats with. So, it's kind of like, where's his mind frame up? He didn't go to the school to have it as a weapon. He went to the school to go to the track meet or whatever the case may be, and he happened to have that tool on him. That's what he carries when he's, I guess, at the track meet. But when he actually got ready to protect himself, of course, he put it on the blade because he feel like, okay, this guy's coming up on me, and according to what they said, and I guess witnesses and stuff say, it's like, he let them know, don't come up on me, or whatever the case may be. He did threaten them and like not to walk up on him. So that's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. Dr. E, here's his comment.
And they said that
his mother, hold on, Donovan, let me read the comment. His mother didn't know
on the blade.
His mother didn't know he was suspended because she was planning to on going, but decided not to go, but wish she did. Now go ahead, Diamond.
So how's a straight A student suspended? Have they verified that this young man was suspended from school?
No. Right, that's what I'm saying. The Metcalfs was actually suspended from track because they went fishing, but they never said that Karmelo was in any type of trouble. And actually, somebody pulled up his record, and it shows he was a squeaky clean individual. He ain't had no record.
3.7.
That's part of the reason why Diamond's saying this. It's actually part of the reason that this has to go back. This has to go back to the courts. It has to.
It has to go back.
But the killer part is, Ms. Liz and panel, is that They made it so we can't not see this video ever again.
Because the video exonerates him. Why am I going to show you the video? Why am I going to show you the video? And the video, it shows him, Karmelo Anthony, being jumped and attacked.
Of course, but you know what? I believe, though, Miss Liz, that just because they said they don't want to show that they're trying to prevent us from seeing it, it's eventually going to surface. And you can't tell me not nobody out there had a phone recording the situation.
You can't tell me nobody had meta glasses on in that courtroom.
Wait a minute. Update. Bubba's in it right now? Stop it, honestly, for real. That's some passionate SHIT. Sometimes young people do carry small pocket tools. Absolutely. I agree. Denial. Okay, let's get to it, y'all.
Here, but you woke black folks who don't listen to logic or reason gonna actually believe that it was self-defense. But in the police report, we did not say anything about Karmelo saying he was jumped.
Somebody mute the mic.
He put his hands on me, and I told him not to. Y'all just make up stuff. Bless your hearts. You are just so ridiculously delusional. Those of you who believe that Karmelo had to actually act in self-defense. Then answer me. Why was that information not in the police report? Why did Karmelo say he put his hands on me and I told him not to? He did not say they. He did not say him and his brother or someone who looked like his brother or several people jumped me. He never said that. That is not in the police report, which I read. Okay. And also, don't forget there were 4 black witnesses, people who were actually eyewitnesses, not people just spewing out rhetoric like Willie D and these other clefty lefty folks, the black delegation who thinks they speak on behalf of all black people. They out here throwing out information when they themselves were not physically there. I'd rather believe the people who were physically there. Plus, some of those people, not that it matters about ethnicity, but I'm saying this to prove a point. 4 of those witnesses reportedly were black, and they all said Karmelo instigated it, provoked it. He was in the wrong. He started it. And Austin was reported to have said that.
My God. They didn't give Karmelo Anthony 35 years in prison because he's black. They gave him 35 years in prison because his parents didn't care about him. Let me tell you why. Everybody has an arraignment, and everybody's offered a plea deal. Everybody's offered a plea deal. Everybody. If he would have pled guilty.
Miss Liz, you're the right person to ask. Is everybody offered a plea deal? Let's get to the chase.
It just depends. Yeah, you can cop a plea. Yeah, you can.
Okay, now we building, y'all. We building. That's why I told you this ain't the bias channel.
But I don't think they offered him a plea deal. Because first of all, his defense lawyer was whack. His defense counsel was terrible. Why didn't his defense lawyer go for self-defense? Why didn't he do that? He never even had any objections. You guys can send off for the child paperwork.
Hold on, Miss Liz. Be respectful in the chat. We don't matter what you say. Don't use no vulgar language or my mods will get you out of here. As you see, this is you don't come in my live stream. And you see us up here playing people with their own opinions. You're not going to find that anywhere else. It's like I said, this is a distraction that's going on right now to make people act like you ignorant people in the chat. I'm not saying you ignorant, Sticky, but I see your words getting a little bit more slicker at the fingertip. We just ask you to be mindful and be respectful in our chat game because we are trying to figure this out. Okay, should have been life without possible parole. He has his opinion. Self-defense. He murdered somebody. Okay, they offended. Okay, they offered 10-year deal, possible parole. In 5, they rejected it. Anybody know about that?
I haven't heard that. And if they did offer him that, I wonder why he rejected it.
There's the distraction, Band-Aid gang. My mods, can you see the chat? I'm gonna ask my mods. Can you see the chat? Max, can you see the chat, gang? Put one in the chat if you can see the chat. We don't have a race problem. Okay, copy. We don't have a race problem. We have a problem race. And I would say that race would be human beings. Let's talk about it. This ain't the bias channel. When his testimony shows, they told him he didn't go to their school and asked him to leave the tent as many as 15 times before physical shoving and subsequent stabbing occurred.
Okay. So wait a minute. It's raining outside, pouring down rain. His other friend asked him to come to the tent. He goes to the tent because he was invited to the tent to get out of the rain. They have a problem with him being in the tent and ask him to leave. So this is where we're at. So what was the issue with him being in the tent, and what transpired when they see what's transpired with all of that? What transpired? Because the kids know.
Okay, now that's true. Now let me get to Mr. Said the problem race is blacks. Okay. Was you saying that when Jeffrey Dahmer was eating them people? Was you saying that when Jeffrey Dahmer was eating all type of people? What you saying that did? What you saying about all them people that end up dead and found in basements? You saying are we the problem race? Or would you say the human race could be the problem and people can be born with an evil spirit? He ain't got nothing to do with no race. Because let me tell you what, y'all was over there, y'all the ones that started war. Y'all was over there killing each other, and then it came down after y'all killed each other and beat up each other up there in the Caucasus Mountains. Yeah, y'all came out of the Caucasus Mountains mad. And don't forget, from the dark comes the light. Did I mention that? I must have left that part out, little bro. You're my brother, you know that. That's why the outside of your hand can't be black. But guess what? I can turn my palm over, it's white. Yeah, I got a white palm. Black people got a white palm, little bro. Cause you're just little bro, and y'all just got mad because I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you, gang. I'ma just keep it a bean with you. We had an albino child, and we were wrong for casting the albino child out the tribe. And guess where y'all went? To where it was colder climate, the Caucasus Mountains. And y'all got mad, and I don't blame you. You got mad and said, man, why they to us like that? And y'all came back. That's just part of the game, homeboy. That's just how it works. So you just can't come over here with that talking because you got lips. Because see, we'll put you right where you need to be. Yeah. I can't make it up. This ain't got nothing to do with black and white. White people been killing people just as much as black people been killing people. If we wasn't on this planet, y'all would be killing each other over who got red hair, blonde hair, and a brunette. I can't make this shit up.
So somebody said
confused because your body ain't nothing but a damn body armor suit that's holding your soul in there. Cause see, it's just an armored suit that is a distraction, right? It's just a suit, and that's all it is. Your skin color, your body ain't nothing but a suit holding your soul. See, you can better think of it like that, gang. Stop playing with us over here on this channel. Cause this ain't got nothing to do with white and black. You can put a marshmallow on your head. I see you got a watermelon on your head. Like that affect me because white people like watermelons too. White people be up in the chicken stove. White people love black people barbecue. Hell, we was cooking for y'all because y'all like the food so much. cooking y'all shit. Everywhere y'all go, that's some good black food. Damn, that shit is good. Y'all eating our food, though. I can't make this up. This ain't got nothing to do with black and white dope fiend. It's got to do with
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because they're killing our kids. They're killing our children. They're unaliving our children.
But we can't say that, Miss Liz. I just got to be
yes,
real.
We can. Yes, we
let me say
can.
this a little bit, Miss Liz. Sometimes, that's why this live is good. Sometimes we unaliving ourselves, too. We can't do that when we killing each other in the street, too. My homeboy just killed my other homeboy about 2 years ago. For what? We killing each other.
You know what? Let me say
they killing
this,
each other too. They killing each other too.
I understand that, but I'm gonna say this: the only person that really made this about race was the Metcalf's father. When he started opening his mouth on those lives, seeing all that racist shit, calling him a watermelon felon and all that stuff, that's what made it racial. And that's what made it worse.
I agree.
Because you gotta look at it, both families had a major loss regardless of how you look at it.
Yes.
Because Karmelo family was hurt because he got put in a situation where he had to defend himself, and now he's got 35 years potential that he might have to serve. The Metcalf family lost a son because of the actions of their father teaching them that they have to defend themselves and hit on people because that's what he did to their mom. So they thought that it's okay to hit on females and hit on people. Right. And now we have this result. But I feel like this. I don't think that the Jeff Metcalf will ever get it through his head that maybe he should stop being the way he is. Some people are just angry at the world and angry, period. Right, and then they try to mask it as like they're not angry at all, but behind closed doors, they're angry.
I agree. And
just like he said, he has a black fatigue. Black fatigue. What the hell is that? Where did that term even come from? Because if anything, we should be fatigued from them. But he said that out his mouth.
Well, here's the thing. People come over here, they say they think because they can. I agree with what you're saying, absolutely. Just like this guy right here. You think when you pass away and you go meet the Most High, that he gonna tell you what was the rate on black babies that passed away? Who created you that created us different, gang? Tell me who created you different and so you trying to say the devil created us and then God created y'all? And it's proof that we've been on this planet first? I said, damn. Stop playing with me, man. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but y'all white folks out there, y'all act like y'all teenagers don't get pregnant and get abortion.
Exactly.
Their parents make their children get abortion.
Exactly.
Their teenage daughters get abortion. So it ain't, you feel me?
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with who had more babies. God ain't gonna ask you that. God ain't gonna ask you, did you keep a rate on who count unalive people most? That's devil talk over here, gang. Stop
and like that comment you got highlighted.
Well, let me say this, Miss Liz. This one last piece I want to say. How you think when you come over here talking that bullshit, and I got a lot of white friends that rock with me the long way. I get them the shirt off my back. They'll give me the shirt off their back. But then you got one of these weirdos that come in here with that racist talk when I got white friends. You're disrespecting my white friends, gang. Because my white friends don't think the way you think. They don't come at me like that. You think I ain't got no white friends? Can I have white friends? Because now you making it seem like I can't have no white friends. Make it make sense. I do you all type of ways over here. You want to talk that fake talk. Now go ahead, Miss Liz, chat. What y'all got to say up here, gang?
That comment you had highlighted about black people killed unalive. I'm sorry, black baby. I don't know if anybody is aware, but there's a 1-year-old that was just unalived in Mississippi where the police had unalived it because the mother had went in Walmart and they thought she stole some diapers.
Yes, my mama just told me about that. They ain't got nothing to say about that.
And they
But they too busy trying to
shot the
cover their
baby
ass.
in the car.
And now he's on administrative leave.
Absolutely.
So, come on. Are you
They
kidding?
ain't gonna come on with the come on. They ain't gonna come on with the come on. Now let's continue. Let's watch this track. Let's get into it, y'all.
He could have got maybe 7 years, 5 years, something small. But if he pled guilty, that would have cut his family's fundraiser short.
Oh, God.
Fundraiser they bought a $1 million home with, or something like that. If he would have pled guilty, it probably would have been a manslaughter charge, something like that. Prosecutors would have worked out a deal.
Now, can people stop and put this to bed on the fact that the Metcalf,
let it go so we can
he
do
didn't
commentary.
receive 35
Let
years
it go
because
so
he
we
was
can do
black.
commentary.
He received 35 years because the people who were supposed to be looking after him, they didn't have his best interest. They only wanted that money. And because of that state's laws, that's what they had to convict him with. It sucks, but the parents knew this going into it, and they still decided to push him into trial.
We'll stop in a
Ever
little
been
while.
in trial or court? And everyone is informed. If you don't take the plea, you could get the maximum. Everyone is informed of this. Man, money is the root of all evil. Because there were a ton of other things they could have convicted him for with a plea deal. His parents wanted that money.
We have some big news in the Karmelo Anthony case. Representatives for his family state that he has been moved to an undisclosed location. This is for his safety following several threats he's allegedly received over the weekend. And in addition to Karmelo Anthony being moved to this secreted location outside of where his family currently lives in a gated community in a $900,000 home, this marks the third time a member of Austin Metcalf's family has been the victim of a swatting incident. Now, this information came to the media through Minister Dominique Alexander, the representative and spokesperson for the Anthony family. In addition to this release to the media, there were images released of the mail that has been sent to the Anthony family. Now, while it appears the Karmelo Anthony family still has private security and Karmelo Anthony himself has been moved to this secreted, undisclosed location, the Metcalf family...
I'm not sure that the prosecution expected this because they did have one of the witnesses said it wasn't just a push. It was, he lifted him up in like a linebacker drill type, like when you see a linebacker, hit the dummies. And so, that's what he said.
See, dude, this is why evidence is important and how you get persuaded. That testimony right there, I know we have some video evidence as well. That testimony right there is the single most important fact of this motherfucking case. Because if he literally tried to decleat him and knock him off his fucking feet, it changes the proportionality analysis. That is 100% defensible by hitting somebody in the chest with a knife. Because if you're trying to knock somebody off their feet in a tent around a bunch of people that continue to tell you to leave, you get knocked to the ground, you are going to be scared of being hurt. Serious bodily injury. That testimony right there, the believability of that witness that said that, if it's believed, he's not guilty. It's self-defense all day. Because the other witnesses that testified, one dude said it was two hands. One of the witnesses said it was, he just tapped him. Those were Austin's friends. But if it was some aggressive shit like that, which was just testified to, it's self-defense all day. Austin.
Now, white, the racist that's in the chat, because you show you race, had that same energy for this white man up here telling the story. So what is he considered? They gonna call you gonna call him white trash. I know you gonna call him white trash, ain't he? Y'all gonna call him white trash, right? Had that same energy for this white man up here telling that story. We didn't have We didn't change when a black woman was saying Karmelo Anthony was guilty, did we? Did we? Have that same energy. Speak on it. Have that same energy for this white man that's sitting up here telling you that Karmelo should have got self-defense. We're not saying he shouldn't have been charged. We should have said he should have had a lesser charge. Did I mention that?
We're saying he should have had a fair trial. The judge should have recused himself. The DA should have recused himself.
White boy yet. You see y'all see in the chat? They ain't said nothing about him. They ain't say black people think this. When the white boy up here telling the story, y'all don't say that then. We'll do you all type of ways over here. Ain't no excuses. Unknown. It's where's the energy for him? Where's the energy? I said, damn. Hit the like button, y'all. Double tap the screen. Let's go.
Since 200 fucking over 200 pounds. Karmelo's 5'8", 135. That's the most important shit we've heard.
Who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay, someone else. I saw an interview last night.
So somebody else is in that room, and the news reporter popped him. He said, somebody in there coaching you. Somebody in that room coaching her, y'all. Yeah, and the man says it. I can't make this shit up. He hears him in the background, coaching her on what to say. Liar, I said that. So who be lying, gang? She being coached to say it. And here's another one of the Europeans, Rome, Caucasian, whatever you want to call them, up here, popping them out. And this news reporter right here, he biased as fuck. He is biased as fuck. He on Fox, he been trying to do him all type of ways, but he had to pop him on this one. I said that. Listen to what he said, Band-Aid Gang, Diamond Gang. Listen to what he said, y'all.
That's the most important shit we've heard.
Who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night.
He said he think he's there in the room. Did y'all hear that, Band-Aid Gang? Put a one in the chat. He said, I think he's there. Did you hear that, Miss Liz? Dr.
Yeah, I heard.
He said, I think he's there in the room. And he said, I think I saw him too. The mama like, no. And then the son
She sat there and she's so weak to lie like that, and she knows she got caught lying.
Yes.
That don't make no sense, man.
We will do you all type of ways on this channel. Now,
Is that the mom that was getting beat up by the mother? I mean, by the father, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
So no wonder she's scared
right
of
there
him.
And tells her, shh, be quiet.
Yeah, she's scared of him. She been getting beat up by that man for I don't know how long.
I said, damn.
Yeah. When you're in an abusive relationship like that, usually what they do is try to control you. That's one of the things that abusers are known for doing is control. And he trying to control the narrative, so that's why he's trying to coach them on what they should and should not say.
Absolutely. Jacquay said the dad is there probably. Yeah, coaching her. Look at her eyes closed because she's lying, Band-Aid Gang. And look at the son. Watch the. Now we gonna listen to what he say again because we can't make this shit up.
That's the most important shit we've heard.
Who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you.
He said, I think he's there in the room with you. Now look at the son. Watch the son say, she told her mom, be quiet, look.
I saw an interview last night. Okay.
See? Look at that. Just lying. Look.
Someone else. I saw an interview last night. Okay. Someone else.
The judge in the Karmelo Anthony case, Judge John Roach.
Now look at Judge John Roach, Jay. He a whole cockroach. See, he gotta come out at nighttime. He ain't gonna come out in the day because people probably want to knock his drawers off. Allegedly. His last name Roach, so he come out when the lights out. Cause he done railroaded motherfuckers. I said, damn. But listen, Band-Aid Gang, what is he doing with throwing up that goddamn Illuminati sign? Hit the showing, throwing them same symbol. He letting them know, Band-Aid Gang, that he is part of the elites, right? He pledging right now. He want to get in that Masonic lounge. I said that. That he want to get in that Masonic lounge. Look at them hand gestures that he got going on, Band-Aid Gang. See, you can't do us all type of ways. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. Did I mention that? Oh, I must have left that part out. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. See, because we ain't done. Because we conscious over here. Oh, he throwing up a Masonic symbol, y'all. Donald Trump do that sign all the time, y'all. Wow. Let's listen to what this guy got to talk about.
Look at what he's throwing up.
Look what he's throwing up.
It's not a surprise. We continue to tell y'all, bro, that this world is a stage. Everything is spiritual. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Justice system, the top figures in this world, the police officers, the people who are in control as they think they are, because we know God is in control. All of these people are in the same covenant. All of these people.
There it is. Jacquay said, he said, look at the flag in the back, Dr. Ian Diamond. We got a pyramid up there, right? We got the pyramid in there. Paying attention, gang. Masonic hand signs. Let's keep rocking the show.
Have an allegiance and an alliance with each other. This judge, look what he's throwing up. We know what this means. Mason, God sees all. But it's deeper than what people think. Then you come out and do an interview about the case. What did they offer you? Fame? Money? Higher rank? Then he came out and made a statement saying, as long as I follow the law, I sleep good.
So the 6 stars will be 33, Diamond?
I guess.
So 6 stars will be 33, which the Masonic, yeah, we can't make this shit up. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. Okay, 33, right, Dr.
He is throwing signs. I mean, he's throwing signs. I don't know if it's 33.
My question is, too,
3 and 3 equal what? 3 and 3 equal what?
6.
Well, the 33 supposed to be the high. They're supposed to be the highest shrine, something like that. I think that's
right. 30, yeah. So we're looking at the 6, 33. Okay.
So do we know if Jeff Metcalf was a Mason?
Not yet. We got 33 in the building right now, so it's telling us we own us something. 33 in the building. It's telling us now it went to 37, tried to hide itself. I said, damn, hit the like button. We had 33 Masons up in here, said the Band-Aid Gang is kicking them in their ass. What I said, I can't make this shit
But
up.
if he is a Mason, that'll explain why the judge was so quick to try to do what he did with this case.
Absolutely. They had to. I really think Band-Aid Gang.
I just said a lot of them are in politics, so I will say that. A lot of them in higher office. Remember, we was doing the dog case. I think even they was the cookie shop owner is a Mason, you know. So a lot of that has to do with, you know, like I said, secret groups, secret organizations, and brotherhoods and sisterhoods. But, you know, yeah, a lot of things they do are in front of us, and they throw signs to each other, you know, to kind of let people know where they represent, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's a possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And I think that, again, and if they are, and we've seen these hand symbols thrown by Donald Trump, absolutely just alleged that Karmelo was thrown under the bus. They had to speed this up. They didn't want anybody in the courtroom. They wanted to start a controversy. They put the media, the right media, out there to watch the people erupt and fuss in between each other as another distraction to the Epstein files. Let's continue.
Good at night. Y'all don't understand. He's not talking about the law of God. He's talking about the law of his covenant. He's talking about the law of his God. As long as he obey orders and bend the rules according to his God, he will sleep good at night. The whole trial, all of that stuff was for show. So they can get media attention, but they already had their mind made up before the trial even started. When he first was arrested, they already had their mind made up. Before he got out on bond, they already had their mind made up. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, bro. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
And that's from the good book, y'all. Did y'all hear what he said? I said, damn. Hit the like button, y'all. Not against flesh, but about evil principalities. That's what what we, because y'all want to look at the flesh. But all of y'all want to leave this flesh and go up to the Most High. Some of y'all just going to live in eternal darkness because it says, seek and you shall find, knock the door. Some of y'all ain't even understanding or overstanding, should I say. You just dumb. Because if you believe in the Most High and the spirits, you won't be worried about the flesh. Salute to my white friends. I say it there. Because there's a lot of good ones out there, you know, right? There's a lot of good ones out there, you know, right? All right, then. Just like it's a lot of good black people, Hispanic people, all races. Sometimes you just born with a wicked soul. That's it. When you can tell me, you sit up there and tell me black people killing. What about all them babies? Tell me not only was he killing, but why did he have a mind about eating people too?
But to that person in the chat, without
that's being locked down, they ain't talking about no black man running out there right now that had people go up to the White House and do all that. They ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about everybody exposing these white kids and saying that man was raping them and Epstein. Black man ain't in the news about doing no shit like that. Y'all want to forget that. Y'all forget it ain't no black man in the news. A million people and women that saying that this man was allegedly sex trafficking them, right? That wasn't no black man. We ain't in the news for that. One of the biggest crimes in the world. That's a white dude in that trouble. That ain't no black man. And not only that, they was hunting people, and they was drinking blood, allegedly, and they worship Baal. And we know who Baal was. Baal, whatever y'all want to call him, out of the land of Canaan, right? And they were sacrificing children in the land of Canaan, right? Which is now Israel. Oh, we must have left that part out, but we'll talk about it later. Salute to all my white friends. I said, damn.
The wicked will not go unpunished. God see all. But there was a bigger agenda behind this case, and a lot of people just failed to realize it. A lot of people are getting angry there in the uproar, but y'all don't even understand, bro. This case was deeper. It was a distraction, and at the same time, they were putting something into play that will work in their favor, the kingdom of darkness. But it says in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Been telling y'all that people don't get to these positions and get these titles by hard work because they got good grades. No, because they went to law school. No, they get these jobs and get these positions because they are in covenants.
Thank you.
Don't be deceived. I love y'all. God bless y'all. All glory to God. And y'all already know Jesus Christ is Lord.
David, I watched Karmelo Anthony's back. Do you see the name of the warden in the prison that they shipped him to in like 5 minutes after the trial? Talon Metcalf.
I said, damn, that's the warden is akin to the folks. Signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. Damn, they all connected. Hit the like button. We ain't got to live like this.
The attorney, to be honest, the new attorney that Karmelo Anthony has should be trying to bring that up to the judge on their appeal, that he was shipped over there. That alone is conflict of interest in itself.
Absolutely, Diamond. Absolutely, Diamond.
That is the warden. Metcalf. You heard that name, right? Austin Metcalf. Is he related Is Karmelo Anthony in danger? Now, with all the inside information coming out now, what they're saying that the defense attorney possibly was working for the prosecutor, and we're hearing stuff about the DA got harassment, sexual charges, and judge possible PDF. It's a lot of inside stuff going on, and I don't like it. $5 million just came in from Cardi B for the appeal. Charleston White gave another $75,000. We'll see what happened. But the way this Karmelo Anthony case is going, I don't like it. What if I told you?
Breaking news, we now have a picture of the exact knife Karmelo Anthony used to take the life of Austin Metcalf. So the knife Karmelo Anthony used was from Walmart, and it was labeled as a multi-tool with a serrated blade and listed for only $13. The knife came from a camping brand called Ozark Trail, and it had a 3.5-inch blade. It was a 6-in-1 multi-tool equipped with a flashlight, a glass breaker, and it was listed as ideal for someone who hunts, camps, or travels often. Here's a picture of its manual with all of its specifications, and it also included a fire starter, a card cutter, and even a bottle opener. And with this weapon, Anthony was able to leave a 2-inch wound in Austin's chest, piercing his heart and eventually taking his life. Now, they did say that a blade of this size is legal to carry in Texas, but obviously was not allowed on school grounds. Anthony was officially sentenced to 35 years in prison, but has now filed a notice of appeal. Rest in peace to Austin Metcalf. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as anything comes out, I'll keep you guys updated.
Listen, this case had a gag order because of Jeff Metcalf. Because people are saying, well, what does Jeff Metcalf have to do with the trial? Exposure. He's exposing the inner workings and the minds of the dominant society and how they prosecuted this case.
What day is it? The muzzle's off.
His exposure is going to give the new defense team an opportunity to overturn this on appeal. I thought it was really interesting when Jeff Metcalf said this.
There was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb shits. If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent.
There was only one potential juror that reportedly said he could not be non-biased. They could not lock up a brother. One juror. And the reports indicate that there were 3 potential black jurors who were excluded because they were educators, even though the evidence also suggests that they said that they would be able to be impartial. So now you're assigning an attribute of not being competent to fill out an application, not having a father in your house, in addition to the fact that you're saying that they're reverse racist, and it's based on one guy. So now you've grouped all black people into that. Then you start to talk about single parent households, not to mention there were some jurors that said if he didn't testify, they would not ignore the fact that the child did not testify, or now adult did not testify. And so they were excluded. It doesn't indicate whether they were black or white, but there were multiple reasons why people were not selected for the jury. This other one says one eligible black juror said that they'd have a hard time putting a brother in jail. So what they did was what the dominant society often does is project their attributes onto other groups of people. All 3 of those educators had to be associated with the identity of the one man who was being honest and said, I couldn't be non-biased. Automatically painting the picture in the public that none of us are competent. We don't know how to fill out the application. We have single parent households. We on welfare. We get food stamps. This is all these things that he said from this one person who said, I can't be non-biased. The other 3 said, we can handle it. Let us in. And they told them, nah, because you're educators. And based on what the other black dude said, we just, we group y'all together. Y'all all the same thing.
This Karmelo Anthony case has me sick.
Okay, let's get to this comment right here. If a judge or lawyer to manipulate a case to favor large brothers, okay, they would face massive legal trouble, lose their license to practice law, okay, and could even face prison time for corrupt. Go ahead, Diamond.
Malpractice.
Absolutely. Let's continue.
It's clear that's what it is. But I hope he loses the law license.
We're gonna find out.
America strikes again, and you'll know damn well that if it had been, the roles had been reversed and it had been one of our children, manslaughter. Max, 5 to 10. Texas, are you fucking serious? But you don't want to claim racism is put to bed. They wouldn't have his twin brother come in the courtroom because he's so big. They don't want the jury to see that. The victim's father is friends with the judge, and every black juror got dismissed. Are you serious? And for all you knuckle-dragging degenerates out here talking about AB's gotta hit out, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And if an organized group did have something out like that, they're not gonna tell you so you can put it on the internet. But what will happen is a bunch of COs will see this and they'll go in and they'll talk about it with the inmates and some dumb young punk.
This is what I'm talking about. It is adults that's making this worse. We know the kids didn't tell the total truth. Kids, they're creatures of havoc. We understand that. As we're talking about today, this young woman just made a key point. Right, Dr. E? The people are going to see this in the media, and some clown will make an attempt because how ignorant some of the people in the comment section are acting. Instead of going back and saying, okay, none of y'all went down there. Can't nobody in this chat out of 38 people say they went down to Texas and seen that video. So who gives you the right to say somebody's lying and telling the truth? That's why when I come up here and I do my commentary, I make it a fair trial for everyone. I could have been kicking people out of the chat. I give you free will to say what you want to say, but just don't come over here with the N-word and disrespect it. Because if you're white, you can supposed to have pride for your race, just like I got pride for mine. But I think that there is a lot of messed up stuff going on when you hear white people saying that this man should have got manslaughter. Absolutely, the young man should have got manslaughter. He shouldn't have got 35 years, for sure. Definitely not 35 years. This man was
I feel like when I hear people say, I feel like when I hear people say, oh, he shouldn't have had a knife, he shouldn't have had a knife. Well, a lot of people carry mace.
Right.
A lot of people carry mace. So you mean to tell me he was supposed to just sit there and get beat up? I just really think that a lot of people wanted him just to get beat up.
But you know what?
Because they wanted him out of the tent that bad. But reality is that we have the right to defend ourselves. And if he had the knife and he had it in his hand and he told him to back off and dude still shoved at him or whatever transpired where he ended up getting hurt, whose fault is it?
Christina say, and I got a question. Christina say, Diamond Gang, so much stuff, 5 coming to light. They're finally coming to light. Okay. Was it a knife or a tool? Was he invited to the tent? Were friends, judge, prosecutor, father? Okay.
What I think happened, and let me answer that question. What I think happened was he was set up by that so-called friend that he came to talk to. That's what I think. I believe that this is some prior beef that's been going on between all of them, rivalries. It's not the first time they have encountered each other. That's what I think. And I believe that the boy that he was talking to, I believe, and this is my personal opinion, I believe the boy he was talking to set him up.
Now, well, you know, that's your belief. We never know. And I'm just saying that's so many different things. Like I said, we're not going to find that out because kids are creatures of havoc. There's a lot of lying going on. There's a lot of lies in the beginning that came from Hunter. Everybody's seen that in real time. But let's say this, everybody. Let me say this. And it's a guy, after we watch this clip, he's gonna make a valid point a little bit to me. That's why I take it in. If it was your child, let me ask this question to Dr. E. Honestly, Dr. E, can I get a total honest answer out of you?
Let me answer. Let me answer that. Let me answer that real quick because I think Dr. E.
All right, let me ask. Okay, this is for E. Are you there, Dr. E? He tried to unpause, but he.
Right, he's on the road. But
okay. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask the chat. Honestly, Doc, if
Can you hear me?
your child, yeah, we hear you. I'm
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, the question is, if you, as a man, if it was your son and he stabbed that boy, let's just say he lived, would you agree with your son stabbing him, or would you say, oh, you could have took a different route instead of stabbing? Like, are you crazy?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it go back to the whole thing that everybody keeps talking about, the knife thing. You know, why did he have the knife in the first place? So just take the knife out the equation. If he wouldn't have had the knife, would it have been cool for him to get jumped by 6 boys?
No.
You know, because, you know, we come from a gang environment. You know, I did. I grew up in South Central LA. So, you know, sometimes you go to school, we like, you know, should I have to take a weapon to school? Because, you know, people may try to trip and sit trip and yada, 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 and all this other kind of stuff. But if you feel comfortable in your neighborhood and you feel like, well, the gangs ain't going to mess with me, then you probably won't take a weapon. But when you go to another neighborhood, are you going to take a weapon or not? Because now you go somewhere else, you're going to be sit tripped on. That's what we call it at home when I was growing up. So you have to watch colors, you have to watch what you wear. And this was black on black crime. It had nothing to do with white or black. You know, it was really black on black crime. So, you know, I don't really have a racist bone in me like that because I grew up with my own people fighting against each other. You see what I'm saying? So when I did go into other neighborhoods, you had people looking like you shouldn't be there though. You feel what I'm saying? So you have all these tensions as we have as people about when you're supposed to have protection, when you're not supposed to have protection. Now we grown men, we out here driving roads and driving trucks on the road, and you go to different places, and once again you may get out and eat at an establishment and say, you know, damn, I kind of noticed that I may be the only black person up in here. Why do we notice things like that? Because where we come from. Because what our experiences are in the past. So sometimes you look and say, well, I don't want to cause no trouble in this town because I can see there's not that many black people here. So if I cause anything out of the ordinary to happen, I'm going to probably get locked up or beat up. Or I'm going to have to go to my truck and get a weapon or something. You feel what I'm saying? So you shouldn't have to be like that any place you go. You shouldn't have that kind of thing, but you have to have to a certain point to protect yourself. Now, with that same conversation, I'll say this real quick to wrap it up, is that I have many times, you know, sit in the truckers' lounge and we talk amongst black and white truckers. We all sitting here talking together. And a lot of times, you know, you get stories of the white guys telling you they've been down to Compton and different areas in LA, and we get to talking, exchanging stories, and they mention they got their weapons with them. Are they wrong for having their weapons? Are they wrong for protecting themselves? Because sometimes they like, you know, I have to stay in Compton overnight in my truck, and I didn't really feel safe. I got my 357 Magnum right there with me. Do I get mad? So you're a racist because you're doing that? No.
Well said,
Dr. Right, and Dr. E, let me chime in on that.
Well said, Dr. E. I want to, and that was a great way of putting it so people can understand. And that's how people think. You know, whether it's a black person in a white neighborhood or out in the damn desert, in the middle of a desert, in a white town, you're gonna be clutching to your thing because you don't know. You're gonna protect yourself. So,
but what about Dove, what about the other case where there was a student that went in the bathroom and fought a boy and pulled out a weapon and unalived the boy, and he only got criminal neglect homicide, and he got 10 years.
Yes, we had him on the. I wanted to bring that picture up. Yes, wasn't that in the same? Wasn't that in the same county?
I believe it was done in the same state. I'm not for sure.
The person that he unalived was Hispanic, and they gave that boy 10 years and gave Karmelo 35 years.
35, exactly. And this is my thing, right? At the end of the day, was he supposed to have a weapon on him or not? That's not even the issue here. The issue is why was he attacked? Why was he attacked, and why is the adults not being held responsible? I'm more concerned on why they're being the ones to be able to run their mouths or sit here and be able to go home at night and chill with their family, and
Absolutely.
they could have stopped this situation. I'm more concerned about that, but I don't hear nobody talking about those adults that was there that could have prevented this stuff from happening.
That could have prevented it. You're so right, Diamond. On point. Let's listen what she has to say right here, y'all.
Who's trying to come up and make himself look good is going to do something stupid. And for all you MAGA about to jump in my comment section, oh yes they are, they're going to get him, rah, rah, rah. Keep talking, I don't care. It's just going to alert the authorities more so they keep an eye on it. I don't know why the idea of harming a black child is okay with you, but keep showing who you are. And for the rest of you who want to read about a real prison experience instead of these idiots online who don't know what they're talking about, my book, No Justice, Just Us, is out. On all platforms. You have to go to Amazon for the paperback. Sorry, I'm still working on that.
If my son did what Karmelo did, I would be like, nigga, you was tripping.
See, now this is why I asked that earlier, Dr. E. I wanted you guys to listen to his way of putting it, everyone. Because when you listen to him, you got to ask yourself this question, because I had to think about it. What would I have told my son? So let's listen to this part, everybody. This is why I brought that up for Diamond.
Still working on that.
If my son did what Karmelo did, I would be like, nigga, you was tripping. You mean to tell me somebody pushed you 2 times and you pulled an unfolded poker out of the bag and you, with enough force to push it through his sternum? I'd be like, bro, you ready for this bit? Because you going to the penitentiary, man. I'm telling you, if that was my son, that would have been my response. I may have possibly been able to, if I could have started a GoFundMe, but it wouldn't have been, I wouldn't even have did that. I would have got an attorney and told the attorney to get the best plea deal that he could possibly get. As a father, I would have been remorseful to the family. When Mr. Metcalf asked to pray with me, I'd have been like so grateful and so, man, that would have meant everything. Like, I'm just thinking about it as a father. I got 2 sons, right? I'm telling you, facts. I would have been like, I would not, bro. I don't care. That is just insane to me. Tell me what anybody else feel that way.
Not exactly.
How do you feel, everybody, on the way he broke that down? How do you feel?
I don't exactly agree with that. Like I was just saying, because, you know, going back to the whole weapon thing, like I said, they trying to make it seem like he took the weapon to fight with it. According to what we understand, it was used for a multi-purpose thing. So he carried this with him all the time to clean his cleats, to fix and screw his cleats, or whatever he does with his cleats. He's an athlete. So he has it in his bag all the time. But when he started feeling threatened, and like I said, it could have been, just say it was all Bloods and Crips on him. In the same situation, because I would have probably been in a situation with my son. You feel what I'm saying? And you're in a situation where it was like, you know, hey, man, you know, come out your shoes or whatever the case is. He's like, man, I'm not coming out my shoes. But if you don't come out of them, I'm going to run up on you right now and take the shoes from you. And then he goes in his bag and pull a knife. That knife that we talking about is a multi-tool. He's protecting himself because he got 6, 7 dudes get ready to jump him, take his shoes, and probably do much more. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So is he wrong protecting himself again? I don't think that he went with the intention of trying to hurt somebody. They keep trying to make it. Even his dad right here is kind of saying, you reached in your pocket and you did this just because the guy shoved you. But it's not just because that one guy shoved him, but he's looking at the size of the guy too. There's 2 brothers that's coming approaching him. And you have the other 6 or 7 guys, basically the whole team, is backing him up. So even if he was to get the best of them or beat one of them up, the other one's going to jump him. And that's just me coming from a gang mentality and knowing that that's what gang members do. If you get the best of somebody, they're going to jump. That's just what they do. That's why it's called gang banging. You feel what I'm saying? So,
okay, Dr. E, I want you to answer this question right here. I'm gonna leave this to Dr. E, Savage. Okay, gang life culture and drill rap destroyed the image of black people. White people don't give a F what black people do.
they
Black
never
people
did.
are historically ignorant and overly emotional. It's obnoxious now. How do you feel about it?
Over emotional is the wrong word to use because you got to look at it goes back to 200 some years of slavery. We never was, how you want to say, compensated, treated for our trauma that was passed from generation to generation. So it's a lot of anger and hostility still up against the particular race who oppressed them, which is white people. They're very upset, and we're still upset of what happened 400 years ago to our ancestors. If that would have happened to your ancestors, you would feel the same way. You wasn't shackled and chained and beaten, raped. You wasn't tortured for 400 years. And if you were, would it be any sympathy and passion for you? See, we didn't get that. So when you just have to just live with that and put that away in the closet and then live with the conditions of, being without, struggling, poor, having, like you said, having broken homes and having anything that you held on to and treated as closeness broken and torn away from you, what are you supposed to do with that? How do you unload it? And then, like I said, when you look in the mirror, you see yourself and like, man, I'm struggling. I don't have anything. So that's what guys see when they step outside their house and they see somebody has a gold chain on and they don't have it. Somebody has some new Jordans on, somebody else don't have them. So what they do, they decide to take it from the other person that has it.
Well, that's just like the Mexicans.
The same way
That's
if
just
white
like the
people live in the same
Mexicans.
neighborhood and they can't, right? That'd be the same way if white people live in the same neighborhood and they can't ride the latest mountain bike that's out. They can't go skiing. They can't go to the resorts. They can't go anywhere. They have to just stay there and work a minimum wage job and pray for a vacation. Have you ever been in that kind of condition?
Right, that's true.
That's the
Dr. E,
question
here's
I have.
another question for you to answer. And I got the right person answering these questions. Diamond, hold tight. Let Dr. E cook. Dr. E, black people shouldn't have sold each other to white people.
Well, it goes back to that. We got to look at the beginning of it. Let's go back. So you want to go back to the whole selling of black people selling black people. Well, white people were fighting against each other in Europe. Do you know that? For years, thousands of years. Then they decided that they wanted to fight against each other. Then the disease came called the blue planet plague. You know about that? Do you know that the Moors came and stayed in Europe for 792 years and helped you guys through that? Do you understand? Do you know that?
Black people. Continue, Dr.
For 792 years. That's 3 times longer than we've been on this continent, in this country, helping y'all build America. We help y'all build Europe to what it is to this day. 792 years. Do you know that? Until you know that, you ain't on the level to even ask me the questions you asked me. Do you know about Europe and the blue blooded plague and the people that saved them for 792 years? If you don't know that, you need to go look it up and find out. Because you're not even on the level to ask me the questions that you're asking for, trying to bait me for racial stuff. Because I'm breaking down facts to you about the racial stuff. Then came the whole selling of blacks selling blacks because they was, agreeing with you guys and say, hey, we don't like this particular group of people that's over here. It's like Bloods and Crips fighting each other. It's like Blood selling Crips, Crips selling Bloods. That's what it was in our continent at that time, the same way you guys were fighting each other once upon a time. Everybody has done it. It's human nature for everybody to conquer and destroy. But if you look back in history, there's no other racial group that has did more damage in conquering and destroying than the white race. Look in your own history and tell me if I'm wrong.
I said, damn.
Hey, I just found out some information, y'all.
Okay, Diamond, before you break it, hold on, Diamond, before you break it, one more question that Dr. E needs to answer me, because he's cooking. Let him cook. Julio says, should every race that had justice done to them deserve reparation? Should they deserve reparation?
He asking what now? Say it
He
again.
said, should every race that's had unjust done to them deserve reparation?
Every race has, but the black people. When they bombed Japanese, they paid them money. When the Jews went to the Holocaust, they paid the money. What have they ever did for black people that were slaves in this country who helped build America? Do they give them free homes and free education? Do they give them jobs where they can or loans, should I say, to get money so they don't have to just work for anybody? Have they ever done that in history? No. But yet we helped build America. We've been in every major war that's been over here, from the Revolution War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korean War, Civil War. The Civil War was white people fighting against white people about slavery. Did he know that?
And the sad part about it, when I see, but you got to look at the signs and symbols of the people. Like this guy right here, Savage. Grow the fuck up, Dr. Feelings. Okay, we understand that, but your logo, gang, is a skeleton. Your logo is death. Mostly everybody in the chat, pay attention to the people's profiles that come in with the hate. But they forget that my uncles fought in those wars that Dr. E is talking about, watching the white man back. And guess what? The white man was watching his back. They forget
my
about,
uncle,
what about the soldiers?
my grandfather, all these guys were either drafted or either volunteered to be in the military. I was in the military. So I did stuff that half these people on this, this chat just going back and forth with the racial comments and stuff. Half of y'all wouldn't even sign the paper and dot a line or couldn't pass the test. Y'all wasn't physically body able. And we did it because we wanted education. We wanted to pay for our schooling. And then we had a kind of love because our grandparents fought for this country, whether they volunteered or not. They fought for this country and they came back and they was able to do things because they were veterans or whatever the case may be. So yeah, if we can get benefits from it, we're going to do it. I'm trying to get a house right now. 0 down, homie. You know what I'm saying? You think I ain't going to take advantage of that benefit? What else I'm going to get? Because if I don't take advantage of it, I'll be a fool. I put my life on the line for it when the half of y'all wouldn't even go out there and do shit. Straight up. Talk the talk, but won't walk the walk. I walked the walk, ran the miles. I did it, homie. Basic training, military training, signed my life on the line for it. Thank God I wasn't called. Thank God I had a little sense that I wasn't going to be on the front line. But that's another story for another day. But at the end of the day, they owe me a house, 0 down. I don't want to pay nothing for it. Understands me?
Nurse 59, get Gonzo out of here. His name is Gonzo. Look at the logo again, gang. They come in, and we're going to keep you here, Savage. Savage got more sense than Gonzo. Gonzo came in with hate already.
Bunch of haters, man. Y'all ain't signed up for no military. If you ain't signed up for no military, man. If you ain't signed up for no military, man, get off the page. If you ain't never did nothing for this life besides your own, if you ain't never did nothing for anybody besides yourself and signed up for the military, get off the page. Because you ain't even respect the veterans that's talking to you. I signed my life on the line. You can't even match that.
We got him up out of here.
Fuck out.
We got him up out of here.
Break the news, you guys. Can I break the news?
Breaking news. Let's go, Diamond.
So apparently, Jeff Metcalf has a history. He was arrested June 14, 2011 for sexual assault, a second-degree felony.
Wait a minute. Stop right there. Sexual assault. On who? Does it give any detail?
Not clear on that just yet, but we just found out that this man has been arrested in 2011 for sexual assault, a second-degree felony.
2011. This is probably why him and his wife isn't together to this day. All right, continue.
So I will be doing more commentary on it later. I'm going to do some more digging into it. I'm just now finding out that this man is possibly a felon. And I can explain the reason why the brothers was terrified of him, because he has a violent background. Not to mention, as you can see, the mother, is submissive to him, scared of him, So what goes on in that household is what I'm more concerned about. Everybody wants to blame the kids for this situation. Nah, I'm looking at the adults. And Jeff Metcalf is responsible for his own child's unaliving. I don't care what you say. I believe that he has been basically putting a lot of hateful and different thoughts in these kids' heads growing up, and where they had to
Diamond,
go.
where there are two men, plenty of people do that.
Okay, was it? I'm sorry. What did he mean by was it two men? All we know right now is that he was charged with sexual assault. We don't know who to whom yet, and I will be doing some research on that. But I believe that he was definitely the reason why the two twins thought that they can go around bullying people. Now, mind you, if usually when kids have things going on at home that is negative, they spew negative out into the world. So that explains why they were in alternative school. That explains why they were going through different things where they were threatening girls, because they seen a lot of stuff at home. So I just want people to stop thinking that everybody wanted that little boy to be unalive. That is not the case. I don't think anybody wanted that to happen to him.
Right, Diamond. I agree with a lot that what you're saying on that, but there was one thing that I disagree with. I can't say that the father had something to do with his son unaliving, because his father did not walk up there. I'm probably sure that the father wasn't there and did not know what was actually going on. The action that they took were kids' actions that turned out, like Julio said earlier, that both families took a loss. So I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but that part I just can't agree with, because
this
I
is
can
going to
agree
come
with
out
what's going on in
right.
the household. Probably a little racist remarks the father used to say, and the kids listen to what their parents do and they mimic their children. I
wonder if these kids were being beat. I wonder if these kids were being abused in that household alongside their mother. That's what I'm concerned.
Find out. He was talking about the military. I was talking about the military is what Julio was talking about. Was it two men? I'm still not quite understanding. Savage says, if you're used to red sky 1, 2, 3 days and 34-degree nights, ooh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me with something else. Oh yeah. Was there anything else? Because it sounded like you were still reading the update. Is there anything else?
No, that is what that is what I found out so far. Like I said, I will be doing more research onto his felony charge, and if he actually spent time in jail, or if the case was dropped. We don't know, and that's what I'm trying to find out. I want everybody to understand that where I'm coming from is not a place on thinking that the kids, regardless of how the outcome happened, right, were the main problem. I believe that the adults were the main problem. So that's my focus. I know a lot of people's focus is not on that, but that's what my focus is on.
All right, chat, Band-Aid gang. Let's hit the like button, y'all. Let's get the video and the algorithms. We do want to thank everybody for coming. I'm going to get ready to close with this last video. Going to do a little bit of commentary on it. Probably not much to do commentary on it, on how he phrased it, but we will be back and giving people further updates. I love the panel. I love the people's opinions. I'm glad. Thank you for coming, Savage. Thank you for stating your opinion too, Julio. Even the people that pretty much disagree, but was being mindful and respectful in the chat. If you did not watch the video and you think that we were being biased, why don't you go back to the beginning of the video and check it out, because there were black people that disagreed with Karmelo Anthony, and that's why we put it out here, because, again, if you go back to the beginning of this video, you will see this is just a distraction, and it has us acting like this. And that's why we do this live, because we're not going to know until we get back to the grind, you guys, and just keep following up on it, because there's more going to come out. And I do want to say this to everybody. I hear. I think I saw. Let me get to her name.
Hey, Dub, do you see what that person said in the comments?
My mods really. Okay.
Okay. So Scotch.
Hold on, Diamond. Hold on, Diamond. Christina said earlier, Diamond Gang. She said, what did she say? She said, okay, that there was gonna be more footage come out. That one I don't know about. I think it should have probably been surfacing before this trial went on if it was more footage, unless some people were paid off.
Camera footage.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping that it surfaced. The video that came out, I didn't even put it on the timeline because I wasn't even going to be playing with people and act like I could see what was going on. But that clip that's out, you can't really see what's actually going on. So I didn't even bother to put it on our timeline and discuss it because I don't want to, say I see something that I don't see. I'm just, if we gonna come, we gonna come correct.
Right.
Now,
So
what was you saying about that? A specific comment.
Scotch 1028 said several track meets are now ripping off their tents to prevent other incidents like this Karmelo Anthony incident. Well, my thing is, it should have never been like that in the beginning. It should be a way to have decorum between different teams where it's not you can dislike each other, but there's no disrespect. And the adults should have been able to handle all the team members on either side or whoever was there. But obviously they were too busy probably chatting or whatever else they were doing on their phones or whatever, where they weren't paying attention to these kids.
And great. I agree with you, Diamond, on that. It's Nurse 59 says she agrees with you on that as well. A lot of us do. Let me say this. I think I'm going to play this clip, and then I'm going to let everybody know before I do close out why we are covering this. I have so much new intel. This is just a little bit of what I got. My mother, she's put out a lot of stuff to me, gang, that's way ahead of its time. Even some of the stuff that people been seeing Willie D come out with, my mom already had it. So I got a whole archive of things that I'm going to put together. And the reason why we do these lives is to keep peace between everyone. That's why I put people on my timeline. And I'm sure that's why some of the people stopped in, because they did see that we wasn't being biased when it came to the clips. We didn't just come up here playing clips with people dragging. We came with people with different opinions from each race. But we do come to educate people and let you guys know that this is a distraction. I will continue to play that one beginning clip in the beginning just to enlighten the people to know, so we don't be fooled. Because we're about to find out, other than what's going on with this Karmelo Anthony case, a lot of stuff is going to happen here. Project Bluebeam, all this new stuff, the Neuralink, all this type of stuff that's coming out, gang. Y'all better be prepared. And we just want to enlighten you about that at the end of the day. So every time we start, we're going to begin with this big one because it's a distraction. It's the Epstein file distractions. So we're going to see when this dies down, but we're going to also keep educating people with these new clips that we drop because it's mandatory. Because when it changes, when this dies down and the streets get quiet again, it's going to either be another bombing, another incident like this to cause another distraction, so Trump can just think he can slide his way on up out of office. Or they're going to lock it all the way down and he probably ain't getting out of there. Why the hell you going to be putting furniture and all this shit in the White House like you ain't leaving? You got to go in less than 2 years, gang. But you still acting like you hanging around for. Project 2025. I said, damn. Let's continue.
Y'all think Carmelo's in for a rough time? I feel sorry for him now. He looks like a little boy. So I looked at where they sent him. It's called the Wallace Pack Unit. You know what that is? Like one of the only air-conditioned prisons in their whole system in Texas. We call it an aged and infirm unit. A bunch of old men laying around dying. And plus, even if they sent him to a max camp, which is not, it's like a minimum camp, medium, they're going to treat him like a king wherever he goes. Whoever the little shot caller is going to get on the phone with his parents and say, I got him. I promise you nothing's going to happen to your boy. I'm telling you, they're going to worship him in the joint. That's what they do.
Now, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to drop that. Always been stopping funnily by this 2-hour mark. I don't know why we always end up stopping here at the 2-hour mark, but it's a great show. But I just want to thank you, George. Thank you so much. And you guys go over there and subscribe to George's channel over there. George is doing this thing. It always supports my channel. I love this brother, man. Always give you good spiritual vibes on Sundays. Always enlightens everybody. A lot of good knowledge over there. So you guys go check his channel out and please subscribe to his channel. Again, everybody, he, in a sense, that man was right because, in a sense, he could be wrong. So I had this conversation on our last live, which what I was letting everybody know, it depends on what prison they send him to. Again, people, you can go to a prison that's majority white people, and then it's a possibility that he could be attacked. You're doing 35 years, and what they do to inmates when they got that type of time like that, they might, to make the time easier for the inmate, sometimes they do 10 years in this prison, 5, maybe he might do 5 years in one prison, they'll ship him to another prison, he might do 7 there, and they just break his sentence. Not prisoners do not always stay in the same prison. They ship them around. It's supposed to mentally, psychologically make them feel that they're on their way home. So with that being said, it could be a point in time that he's shipped to a majority white prison. So if people don't know, that happens in the prison system. There are prisons that are majority ran by black people, and the white people are the minority. That's how prison is for those that don't know. And I'm talking to somebody that's been to prison, so I do know. So, and then you got prisons that's populated with more white people, and then the black people are, they outnumbered. So it could be easy to get to Karmelo. It depends on how, it is or where he goes, but he was right when he said if he does go to a majority black prison, that possibly will happen. They will put him under his wing and make sure that he's protected. If he goes to a white prison, that's majority white people, black people will still put him under his wing, but it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a big riot and somebody's going to get hurt. And it also depends on whatever group takes him under their wing. If it's a majority white prison, if the leader of that group of black people, is he a strong guy, or will he give them up? Because some of them will give them up because they know that we outnumbered, and it's going to be a lot of stabbing and a lot of bloodshed. So, hey, y'all do what y'all want to do with them. We ain't going to take the risk of losing our guys. And that's just how it goes for those people that don't know. So go ahead, Diamond.
I don't like the fact that he was laughing about this. Like, this is funny. To me, it's still not funny. The fact that he was defending himself, he so happened to unalive somebody, and they're worried about, he got to a good prison, or if he's going to have air conditioning or not. What the hell is wrong with people? Why are they not looking at the fact that he had to defend himself? Why are they making it seem like he's the problem and not the damn people that was attacking him?
That's true.
Why do we have to keep going through this with especially I even had to go through with a person that I knew. They was more concerned on, they told him to leave. I don't give a damn if they told you to leave somewhere. This ain't the Rosa Parks where you got to get to the back of the bus. You should be able to sit wherever you want to sit and not be bothered unless you're causing a disturbance, in which he was not doing. So they caused a conflict. They're more worried about him protecting himself with whatever he had on him and saying, he was the aggressor. No, they should have never came to him to begin with. So what I feel like is when people like this be sitting here laughing, like, they're just going to protect him. If he goes over here, they're going to have air conditioning. Like, it's funny. To me, it's not funny. These were kids. These were kids. They were under the age of 18. Am I correct? They were kids. So for people to keep constantly looking and badgering him and make it seem like he's such the problem, I have a problem with that. Know that these kids could have done other things with their time other than being at a track meet around people that clearly didn't care about them being there. That's all I got to say on that.
Well said. Anything you want to add to that, Dr.
Never peace and love, man. Peace and love. You know what I'm saying? Keep these racist people off this damn page. Getting on my nerves. For real.
When he told him not to touch him and he touched him anyway, you got what you got. That's what happened. That's how the cookie crumbles in a lot of ways. When people go and sucker punch somebody in the face and then they turn around and pew pew them, who's in the wrong?
Well, I'm sorry, Buster Samuel said that woman's crazy. Now, she's very intelligent. And a lot of people love her. You have your opinion. But again, gang, Replay Gang is going to be strong. Thank the Replay Gang. I want to thank everybody for showing up. We're not biased. We're not kicking anybody out. As long as you be respectful to the chat. Make sure you tap in tomorrow if you haven't. I know some of you guys will be back in the bushes or somewhere in the nosebleeds. That's cool, but you're always welcome to the channel. We just ask that you just come in, hit the like button, be respectful, keep the video in the algorithms, because we do promote peace and no violence on this channel. And everything is alleged under Act 107. This is Band-Aid Gang. I'm C-Dub. Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. And I said, damn. With Diamond, Dr. E, and the Real Angel. And we beat you. Band-Aid Gang. Thank you guys for coming in. Please hit the like button before you leave. We love the live. Great live. Thank you guys. Make sure you sub to the channel, y'all. Replay Gang, I know you're going to be strong. Peace and love. Stay blessed. Never stress. Hey, remember this, y'all. I know it get hard out here, but we all going through the same thing together. And you know what it's called? Life. I said, damn. Band-Aid Gang. Hit that like button before you leave this panel, y'all. That's all we ask. Peace and love, everybody. Stay blessed. Band-Aid Gang.